Today is Saturday the 17th, and I was going to make another video sooner, but I've been having trouble with the volume control. There's no sense in making a video. It doesn't seem, the volume doesn't seem to work right. Anyway, I'm going to try it again anyway. I talk on a whole lot of my videos about the Rothschilds because a lot of people just uh, they talk about the international bankers, but they they kind of go around the Rothschilds. And of course, there are a lot of elitists besides the Rothschilds that are in control of different things. But it is really the Rothschilds that are in need of a new world order, and they have been in the stock market for 300 years. The stock market, uh, we think of the modern stock market as just not being that old, but it's been around a long time, and there's a lot of when they say leverage buyouts and stuff like that or hostile takeovers, they're not kidding around. And just like you think about how hard people work. There's some people that worked for General Motors for 30, 40 years. And, um, they're worried about getting pensions. And, but it's, then you hear about these stories about where the stock market was involved in pensions and where there were pensions that were, money was taken out of pensions. And, um, anyway, there's been a whole lot of things that have gone on that are just really bad. And um, it's like our economy is with the stock market. The stock market makes a joke out of out of everything. It makes a joke even out of businesses. There's a lot of people with the even city employees. They thought they had so much money in their pension. Well, their pension got rated now. It got downgraded because the stocks got downgraded, and even when the stocks go back up, somehow their pensions end up being, uh, you know, taken out. Like it's like they come by and they take all the money out of the stock market, and then they gradually put money back into it. But see, only the big guys really got the money, the rewards from the stock market when it was real high and then it went back down. So anyway, that's all stuff you know. But um, the thing about the Rothschilds is that they've been at this for 300 years. So it's important to keep talking about them and to keep talking about J.P. Morgan and to keep talking about the Rockefellers because the Rockefellers and J.P. Morgan were both funded. J.P. Morgan was in charge in the railroads in the 1800s, and the Rockefellers were into oil in the 1800s. And they both got financed through the Rothschilds. And when J.P. Morgan died, they thought he was the richest man in the world, but he only owned 10% of his company, and the Rothschilds owned the rest. And the Rothschilds at Waterloo, between the war with the French and England way back in the 1700s, they used the stock market back then to fool people into thinking that one side had won the war because they used the papers back then too, the local newspapers and stuff. They had them being fraudulently run. Well, they right now the Rothschilds bought out AP, they bought out Reuters, and they just print whatever story that they want to print about anything. They use the stock market like J.P. Morgan in the stock market the same way that they did back in the 18th century. They got control of the stock market. And now you've got Summers and Geithner that are, you know, working like for Goldman Sachs and stuff like that. But anyway, all these people are they're just basically work for the Rothschilds, and even the CIA works for the Rothschilds. All these different intelligence agencies work for the Rothschilds. So it's it's really important to try to tell people that, and I just wish more people would tell other people about that because that the main thing is the New World Order is what they keep trying to. That's where they're headed. That's where they're going with this whole thing, and they don't really care how they who they step on to get there. But they're creating a police state all over the world, not just here in the United States, but all over the world. They're making it like a lockdown so they can keep looting. They've looted our treasury for $23 trillion. Maybe not exactly that much, and it's supposed to be like loaned money, but however you put it, they've got they've had their hand on our total economy, and so we have to we have to inform as many people as we can and keep keep pushing back against them, and hopefully enough people will know about it, and pretty soon people will really start doing something about it. Thanks.